Hello, this is William Hung, and it is Seltzer Time.
What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Seltzer Time podcast. It's your boy Ricky, aka Dick Chuck, aka the man behind the can at Seltzer Time Official. Here is always with my conversation accomplice. Wow, the man with the hunchback Worcester. Traffic.
What is crackin', Fizzle Fiends? Welcome back to the Seltzer Time podcast. And as always, we are so glad you're with us. This week on the show, we are talking to Mike Mangual, local barber and owner of Michelangelo's Barbershop. But before we get there, we have to make fun of Ricky because I was literally thinking, since we've been doing these Zoom things, it's been forever since we messed up an intro. However, what you been up to, homie?
What's up? I honestly, as I started the intro, I was like, wow, I'm like feeling good. I'm like in this little zone. This is going to be a fun one. And then of course it snuck up and it bit me, and here we are.
That's the way it works.
Right. I've been good, man. Very, 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 very busy. Just kind of everything's wild with like Worcester Wear's November 1st drop coming up very, very quickly. So a lot of focus. Bro. Yeah, it's this week. A lot of focus has been on that. I'm trying to set up like my office, which is in the room behind me. Sorry, I just saw my reflection and I thought it was somebody else. It was very strange. So I'm trying to set up my office area. It's not super close to being a thing, but things are starting to come together. Other than that, just chilling. I've been watching some movies that the whole world has seen that I have not. So I saw Moulin Rouge the other night. Naomi had me watch that.
What did you think?
It was cool. For a second, I thought that I had taken an edible because the beginning of it is just so wild. I didn't take an edible. So
maybe you should have.
I should have. It would have maybe made more sense to me. It took me a very long time to kind of like get into it. But it was cool. I thought it was an interesting thing. I had always for my entire life thought that was a musical first and then made into a movie. I didn't realize that it was a movie first and then just became a musical like 2 years ago or something, or 3 years ago, whatever.
Yeah.
I also didn't know anything about Moulin Rouge except for the most epic musical event that's ever happened with Pink.
The greatest collab of all time.
Oh, it's absolutely the great. Up until WAP, I'm still convinced that that's the greatest collaboration of all time. Like Pink, Christina Aguilera, Lil Kim, my absolute number one, like Woman Crush Wednesday, Maya. And then people forget that Missy Elliott was kind of like the thing that tied all that together.
She starts it off.
She's the greatest of all time. The greatest of all time. But yeah, so that was the only thing I knew about Moulin Rouge. I didn't know that they had like a Nirvana song in there and like all these different things. I knew nothing about it.
And then it's a love story. And
yeah, it was interesting.
That's all right.
It's fine. And then last night we watched Ocean's 11.
Solid.
Which again, the whole world has seen except for me. That was cool. I thought it was good. It was funny. It was pretty interesting.
Any of those caper movies are done, like those ones specifically are done really well, and they keep you guessing. As somebody that spent a lot of time like thinking about plot and thinking about like writing things, there are a lot of movies where I can kind of guess what's going to happen and I can guess the turn.
Yeah.
Ocean's 11, I couldn't. They left me. Ocean's 11, Ocean's 12 were both really well done.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're gonna watch the other ones. Possibly one more today, but I really want to watch. There's a new Bill Murray, Rashida Jones movie that's on Apple TV Plus or whatever the Apple streaming service thing is.
Okay.
What's it called? It's called like On Rocks or On the Rocks, or it's like a drink name. It's something like that. I think it's On the Rocks or something like that. But I really want to watch that because I am a very big Bill Murray fan, and Rashida Jones is my number 2 besides Maya. So
respect to that.
But yeah, so how have you been, man?
We've been doing great. Things that we've been watching is that, do you remember the old show Pete and Pete from Nickelodeon?
Yeah, I almost sent you a sign idea about Pete and Pete, and I realized I never put it in the text, but we'll get there later.
Perfect.
We have
because yeah, we do have a lot. You could find a whole bunch of full episodes of Pete and Pete on YouTube. So Sarah and I went down a rabbit hole, and we watched the Halloweenies episode. We watched the one where they tried to find the lost song, and they have a band. Oh, dude, I forget how great that. That show's amazing. So Danny Tamborelli, Little Pete. Here's a band, the same band that plays the intro song, which Sarah argues is the best intro song ever.
Okay.
It's some garage rock.
Yeah.
What's the flannel? Anyway, doesn't matter.
Grunge. Did an actual band perform that song?
Yeah. I forget the name.
Right. While you tell me the story, I'm going to look up who did the song.
They have it on the kick drum. But so that same band plays one of their songs, and Danny Tamborelli hears it and forgets it. He only hears it once. And then he has to try to remember how to play it. And it's kind of a cool episode.
Okay.
But yeah, so that's really not what we've been doing. I've been working like crazy. I actually finished the collab mural that I've been working on with my buddy Grim over at the Youth Grow Garden on Oriad Street.
Saw that.
So pumped to be done with that, man. And there's always more stuff to do. I could sit there and, pour over the damn thing, but it always comes to a point where you just got to call it. So we signed it on Friday and gave each other, socially distant,
daps.
Yeah. Fist bangs, and celebrated with a good old seltzer rip.
There you go.
I think we're going to get some photos taken next week, or I don't know. But it's the first time I've done something that large in a public place. And it was amazing how many people came out and supported us, and how many people from the community came out. And I've met people that I only knew on Instagram. This kid, Chris, came out and talked to him for a bit. And so,
I saw he tagged the sticker. Yeah. I'm actually supposed to get a coffee with him, and I don't think either one of our schedules have made sense, but mine's been very wild.
Yeah.
So Chris, if you're listening, we will get that coffee.
But he still has the sticker before Ricky does. So,
dude, everybody has a sticker before me. I went to New Tradition, and Joe had one. He held it up, and I was like, oh, "Wait, you have one?" He's like, "Yeah, I got one before you." I'm like, "What the fuck?" And then Josh came out of the barbershop, and he was like, "Dude, Travis gave me that sticker," and I thought he was giving me a Heartland Barber sticker because it's kind of the same shape. And then I looked at it, I was like, "Oh my god, it does kind of look like the same shape as that, his first sticker."
It's very inspired by Heartland Barber.
That's so good.
And Dan Sheridan's design.
Dan Sheridan.
That's the guy that did the Heartland Barber logo.
Oh, cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, Dope. Daniel Sheridan. I don't know him personally.
No, yeah. The song from Pete and Pete is called Hey Sandy, and it's by American indie rock band Polaris.
Yep, that's the band.
So
awesome.
Hell yeah.
So last week was also Kim Kardashian and my birthday. So,
true.
I got an awesome song from Ricky. I'll talk about that other stuff in a minute, but I spent my birthday hanging with my sister and my wife, which was really, really cool. My sister came out from Connecticut. We went and grabbed some tasty stuff from Resonate to celebrate.
Nice.
And did just kind of like a chill. We took a walk around the boardwalks down over there at the visitor center. Nice. And then we went to BT's Fried Chicken and Barbecue for the first time.
How is it?
So friggin' good.
Yeah, I got to roll through there.
I got a chicken sandwich. I got brisket. We got mac and cheese. I ate like a king. And
that's what's up.
It really wasn't for all the food we got. I felt like we didn't spend as much as I thought we were going to spend.
Really?
And we got a bunch of food, and
nice.
I was full. And so this funny thing happened to me on my birthday, where my best friend Matt Rockwell decided to send me a video from Cameo. He sends me one. I want to say it started at 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. One of the two. I get this one and like, I look at it and it's nice, but I don't know who the hell this kid is. But my buddy Matt follows a bunch of independent creators on Instagram. He's constantly finding new and weird and just funny small time creators. There's this dude, Mr. Hotspot, he turned me on to a couple years back, and him and I've become fans of him. So I'm like, all right, am I missing something? So I let it slide for a minute. I'm like, I don't know. I'm gonna deal with this later. Like, I maybe I'll look it up and try to save face and try to figure out who this is. An hour later, a second one comes in from some guy from Colombia, where he is so hard to understand. And this is at 8:00 now, like an hour later. And I'm like, what the frig? And I sent a text message back to Matt and I'm like, hey man, I'm really appreciative of these, but I don't know
these people.
Yeah, I don't know who these people are. And he just responds with, ha, 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 get ready. And then every hour on the hour, I get another video. He went through and probably spent $2, $1 a piece on these tiny little creators and got them to make videos for me. So I wasn't supposed to know any of these people because if I did, that's on me, but they're all just tiny little creators. This is all building up. Oh, we also mix in a couple videos from him wearing a horse mask, which is something we've done at parties a whole bunch. And then it's both of his kids, which his daughter made me a card, and that was super sweet.
That's so cute.
But this was all building up to William Hung. He has a video from William Hung, which you guys heard at the beginning of this episode. And
I'll post the video. I wanted to wait until you talked about it on the podcast, so that way it made like a little more sense.
Perfect.
Just in case like there was a person who follows Seltzer Time but doesn't follow your personal account, or like,
right.
You know what I mean? Just so it made more sense. Because like, I'm also glad that you didn't know any of these people, because I had no clue who a single video you posted was.
Same.
Until it got to Rockwell's kids, who I don't even personally know. I just know them through Instagram. And I was like, okay, well, I know the kids, but like, maybe
so they are celebrities you knew. That's awesome.
Well, dude, legit. I thought it was like I thought these were like comic book, like people, like, I don't know anything about that world. So I figured this makes sense to you, but it makes zero sense to me. And I don't know, maybe I'm just out of the loop. Like, yeah, I haven't seen Moulin Rouge, so what do I know about anything? But I'm so happy that you had no idea who he's.
Oh, and that's what made it so damn funny. And then I started sharing them, and people are like, "Am I supposed to know?" Oh my god, good. I didn't know who these people were. So like, I love that everybody was on a journey with me. Like there were,
dude, it was amazing.
RB, like I was hearing from people I haven't talked to in weeks, just all on this journey with me. Like, who are these people? So thank you, Matt. That was super fun.
What a legendary move.
And William Hung, it makes sense because him and I went to college around the same time that William Hung did American Idol. So we thought that was so ridiculous that Matt bought his Christmas album and we jammed out to his Christmas album back in college. I didn't even know
he had a Christmas album.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's awful.
Okay.
But it's great.
So as soon as you text me that video, I watched it and then I showed Naomi and we both were like dying. And she was like, you have to send this to my sister. So her sister Madeline loves William Hung. They had like the same experience you did where they thought it was just like the funniest thing ever. So I text her and I was like, get ready. And then I sent that video over to her, the one you sent me. And she was like, I can't stop watching this. This is absolutely incredible. She's like, did you have him make this for Travis? I was like, no, I have nothing to do with this. This is like the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Ricky.
So shout out Rockwell for coming up with the most creative birthday thing I think I have ever seen in my life. That was incredible.
Yeah. I have to figure out a way to get him back. I have no idea how to get him back, but I got to come up with something.
Okay, so can anybody sign up to do cameos?
So that was the other thing is that...
Should we do this?
I absolutely think you should. I don't know. You have to apply. So,
okay.
But you have to apply using your Instagram handle and shit. But I bet you can make it out.
I'm going to try because like that would be so funny.
And then
dude, sorry, I don't need to keep interrupting you, but the guy who was laying in his bed that like flashed you his nipple and wanted you to get some like
pandemic dick.
I watched that one 50 times.
You and everybody.
That was my favorite one.
He was the best. He was the most he flashed me.
He was so funny. It was so epic.
Oh,
what
my
a
God.
gangster.
I forgot about that one. Pandemic Dick. Yeah. I blurted out laughing.
Absolutely amazing.
So, if you want to get a cameo for your sister-in-law or your, Naomi's sister, $20 from, he's really not very expensive at all.
That's amazing. I know I actually meant to DM Rockwell and be like, you don't have to tell me if you don't want to, but like, how much did you spend on William Hung? Although I could just look at Cameo, I guess.
Well, that's what I did. I mean, that's all I did. So Sticky Pictures hit me up being like, yo, did your boy really drop $200 on your birthday, sending you all these videos? And I'm like, $200, nothing. Homie dropped like $30, which is
that's
perfect.
So good.
Like, that's about as much as I want somebody, especially one of my friends, spending on me for my birthday. It's like the right amount.
It's also like, it's just that much better that none of those people are famous except for William Hung, who's only famous, I don't know, 10 years ago or more than that for what he did on American Idol. Like, it's Bingo. Just so, what a perfect.
For singing a Ricky hilarious. Martin song.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Just such a legendary move.
So, yeah, that was super cool. And then lastly, did you see that they're filming another show here in Worcester?
Yeah, it's like an HBO Max thing. Yeah, it's all about somebody
Julia
was talking
Child.
about it. Oh, is that what it's about?
Yeah,
that's
supposedly.
Cool. I didn't know.
It's all about the life of Julia Child. I don't know. I drove around the other day and I saw the catering signs or something up, and I'm like, they're back in town.
I saw somebody was tweeting out cars. I don't remember who it was. Bill. It was Bill Shaner. So nice. Bill Shaner was tweeted out that there were like all these like old school cars on Main Street.
Oh, cool.
So I figured they were shooting something, and then it kind of snowballed, and I guess it's an HBO Max thing, but I don't know anything else about it.
Yeah, that's about as much as I know.
I feel like there's something else. Yeah, I don't know. That's it.
Well, if you remember, we could tell the people on the other side.
Yeah.
But for now, let's jump to our conversation with Mike.
Cool.
What is happening, people? This week on the show, we are talking to Michaelangelo Mangual, owner and operator of Michelangelo's Barbershop. And hey, Mike, thanks for coming on the show, man.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys for having me. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah. It is early.
So, like we let off the top, this is a barbershop and nail salon, correct? I saw you guys do both. Right down near the Crompton building, or in the Crompton.
In the Crompton Place building.
You guys were on the second floor, right? But now you moved?
Yes. Yeah. We moved upstairs to the third.
I've never been upstairs.
It's like corporate offices and things like that. Table Talks Pie.
Yeah, I had heard that Table Talk was up there, but
yeah, but awesome. There's all this good stuff and things that you could actually walk into and get a good buy or eat something is downstairs.
Okay. I used to like walking by your windows and just peeping in people getting their haircuts while I went into Birch Tree Bread.
Yeah, those were good times. At that time, I had a 5-year lease. I was there from 2013, June 1st to 2018. Then we moved upstairs to a little more square footage, do a couple things, add some more services, things of that sort.
Dang.
We miss that little passageway because a lot of people, like you said, dude, were just like, hey, what's up, guys? But everybody's finding out we're upstairs and supporting us and just walking up and things like that. So it's all love, man.
That's awesome. Nice. So clearly you've been at this for a while. When did you guys get started?
So I went to Rob Roy Academy barbering school in 2008 after I graduated high school. And I started cutting hair at a barbershop on Grafton Street. And my uncle owned it. It was MVP's barbershop. And from there, I just excelled, followed all the traits that I seen him do, saved up some money, and then, went and opened my own on Lower Grafton Street, Waverly Street. And I named it right after the address. It was 78 on Waverly. And just, apprentice barber, just trying to cut hair. At that time, haircuts were like full service haircuts were $18. And
wow.
Now, imagine that, huh? Good times.
That's crazy.
Yeah, now the same service is for 18 or 40,
Yeah.
So it's times have changed, but the good thing is that in the beginning, I didn't have the the real estate. I didn't have the location. We were just really good barbers that really gave into the community because we were from the community. Sure. We're just a bunch of kids from the inner city of Worcester, literally born and raised, all of us. I have 5 barbers that work with me now, and each one of them were born and raised in Worcester.
That's awesome.
You know, we got some ladies that work with us and things of that sort, but we're all literally from the woo. So it's like growing the community. All we could do is give back because we started at the ground, so it's only up from there, you know, and we don't want to look back and see the little kids getting the wrong influences, especially, as you may know, recently in the newspaper, a young man just got, brutally, shot to death in the head in front of the Wendy's.
Yeah, I saw that.
Like how many of us go for the 4 for 4 over there and just try to save $1 with the family? Right?
Right.
That's the spot I go to pick up my bottles of soda and crap.
Yeah, so it's like more of us gotta tune into the community and make sure the conversations we're having with these young men, are not just like, hey, how you doing? Or hey, be safe. They gotta be a little more, involved with it. So we try to do our part on any side of the city, even though we grew up on different sides. There's no side we love more. We love all walks of life in the city of Worcester.
That's the way we feel too, man.
There you go.
And I wonder if because you aren't like these kids, you're not related to these kids, you're just seen as somebody in their community and they look up to you. I wonder if you're able to kind of impact these kids a little more, or actually, kind of like cut through. We all don't listen to our parents, but you know what I mean? You meet a guy that makes you feel good and he says some shit that, hits you in the side. You gotta imagine you guys are doing some permanent good.
So the thing that we're able to access the community a little more than others is because we're more relatable.
Sure.
I'm only 30 years old. I'm not like, I know a lot of people think Michelangelo is like some old Italian guy. And when and they come into the barbershop and it's me in the flesh.
That's awesome.
But because I'm so young, I just got off these streets, I just cutting hair in 2009, 11 years ago, and then started my family. I have a 10-year-old son, Caleb. I got a 4-year-old son named Micah. And then my wife, Ramitza, is pregnant with a 4-month-old.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. So when you have children and they go into schools, it is conflicts of things, My son is he's like any other second grader or any other kindergartner. So when you see what your son comes home and has to deal with, because my son goes to a charter school, and it's kind of like the same thing as public, no different. It's all walks of life and it's mixed race and things like that. But you could see the level of some kids that they just don't have it. They just don't have backpacks. They just don't have notebooks. My son, hey, Dad, my son's real kind. I try to teach him humility and to share with others. And Dad, I gave my crayon box to one of my classmates. Oh, we're in a position to go get another one. That's good, son. And I appreciate that. And then me follow up with the teacher and say, is there anything you need for you? Oh, you got to need toilet paper or hand sanitizer, whatever it is. I think as a dad, as a young dad, leaving the streets, it helped me grow as a person to just, try to take care of all the babies, man. They're up next. We're the influence.
You're 100% right, man. I mean, and that's the way we got to be seeing these kids as, these are the next generation.
Right, because 17 is the young man that just passed away recently from the Wendy's. That's teenagers, 17. Like, we was all just 17, being knuckleheads, doing foolish stuff. And it's just, any of us could have been at the Wendy's getting the 4 for 4 and, no bullet has a name and
seriously,
it sucks. But it's a serious, situation where we got to tune in and try to do what we can for the woo, because certain areas in the city are being gentrified, and certain areas, the income, low income is everywhere in the city of Worcester, and rent's $1,400 for a 2-bedroom. In the slums, your neighbors, they're not doing the right things. They're not playing football with your kids and things like that. So like you can't knock on the door next door for salt in some of these neighborhoods. And
right,
it's true.
So it's just like the kids definitely need the positive influences, and whenever you're a young inner city kid, no matter what color, because people try to play, oh, you're brown, you're black, whatever. Nah, man, any of us, just like you guys, no matter what color, could influence the youth. Yeah. They just want to soak it up, bro. That's why they're so involved with the entertainment aspects of like Fortnite, YouTube, and all this TikTok stuff.
Yeah, man.
That's a good point.
I like your sweater, dude. That's dope.
Thanks, man.
That's on you because mine's plain as black.
I was gonna say, he's talking to me. Yeah, it's coming out this weekend at Worcester Wares. It's a new one.
Nice. I love Worcester Wares.
Yeah, they do good stuff. But I want to touch on what you just said, because you're talking about investing in the upcoming generation. Some of the stuff that I heard that you guys are doing is you give free cuts to kids that are on the dean's list or come in with good report cards. Is that true?
Yeah, so that's true. That's something that so my brother Victor works for me. He's my older brother.
Okay.
He started cutting here after me.
Cool.
But he ran away with it quick. And he's so business savvy. He does a good job of balancing us out and making sure that, when I miss a beat in the community, he makes sure we stay involved.
Smart.
And
That's
it was
awesome.
his idea to come up with, years ago, I think in like 2014, a lot of kids were coming in and we're like asking them just conversation pieces with kids, because there's more women that come in the barbershop with young male kids than there is dads that come in the barbershop with their children, And not to take nothing away from, there's a lot of dads that come in with their sons. But mostly with women that are coming in with their children. So, talking to some of these women, they're like, hey, my son needs to talk from a positive male role model. Like, I bring my son to your barbershop because it's different from when you think about a Hispanic, thriving inner city barbershop where there's stigmas of drug use, drug selling, drug covering up. There's shootouts, there's stabbings, there's fights, there's all these type of stuff. All we do is argue in our barbershop about sports. Like, who's better, Tom Brady or Cam or, LeBron and Mike. That's it. It's just the great debaters. But so when you have that influence with the parent wants that to transcend to the client, which is the child. We're not cutting women's hair, we're cutting male hair. So cutting these kids, you start talking to them and, some of them are really good kids, they play a lot of video games or they don't listen too often, but it's like, hey, what's your grades look like? Let's talk about your kid. What'd you get in, English class? Oh, I got an A. You got an A. What did you get in math? I got an A-. Hey, listen, bud, if you read these next 4 or 5 grades to me and they're A's, we'll give you a free haircut.
That's awesome.
And the mom is like, she's like, wow, we'll take that, obviously. Save $1, get the free cut, get the vibe, get your son around positive role models in the barbershop. Because it's like a melting pot. The barbershop is the spot for all walks of life. Grandpa, your nephews, your cousins, the homies.
We all grow
whatever
hair.
It is.
We all grow hair and we all want to look good.
Especially after the pandemic, man, we was all looking like Chewbacca's.
Yeah.
And then some.
I know. I had to take care of my own beard during the height of the pandemic, and it never looked good. I would just shave it off, which I hate doing, but I also can't trim it myself without messing it up. So it's good to get back in the barbershop. Exactly.
Wonderful.
So you guys have been managed to open up. You bring up the pandemic. You guys have been managed to open back up in this. Are you thinking about closing back down? Are you getting nervous at all?
We are getting nervous only because a lot of businesses right now, they do takeout, they do outdoor dining. You wear your mask in, you take it off when you eat, and then you put it back on when you go to the bathroom, whatever. You're in the barbershop, you have your mask on, you're waiting your turn for your haircut, say 10, 15 minutes.
Right.
You have your mask on, but then you're in the chair for 45 minutes to an hour.
Yeah.
Get with your mask off. Then I got to put a cape on you. I got to use gloves. I got to do all these precautions, sign you in, sign you out. And then we got to do hand sanitizer, wash our hands before, sanitize the capes, 10 minutes, let them sit before, or use the disposable ones. So you're going through all this process to make sure you're safe, but you're hearing on the news, it's like phasing back out, step 1 of phase 3. We're going from 25 people to 10 again. We're going from, family gatherings to shut it down. No, we cancel the birthday parties. Don't show up to the movies. Don't go into a cab. Don't get off public transportation. And it scares you because this is, man. I touch your face for a shave, dude, and I rub your neck while I cut your hair for 40 minutes, bro. There's no way we could stay socially distanced. And there's no way, besides all the precautions like everybody else, we cannot make sure bacteria germs are in that air. So we got a good central air system. My landlord, Dino's great, Leonard LaRusso, and, we change the filters in there and things like that. And we ventilate the whole thing. We keep the doors open, windows open, so it's constant new airflow. We follow all the rules and regulations, but it's scary seeing on the news when you go home all this stuff happening. And even though it's 8 deaths a day right now,
something like that.
Right around there. The cases are high, but the deaths are still
right. And so you think, like, are we going to shut down and bless those in RIP to those people that passed? They all are members of our community, and we all have family members that, and us ourselves could be in this position. So it's blessings to them and my condolences. But like the economy just can't continue to be shut down over something that's like, is this a nuisance? No, this is obviously something severe. We've been trying to figure it out for a year. It's going to be 2021. It's still going to be COVID-19. That's a 2-year transition.
That's
it
kind of
affected
wild.
us this last 8 months, but it's tough being a business owner during these times and knowing, you got to get, apply for your grants, take out your loans, hit the savings account. Maybe you're having another baby. Some people are starting off. They just imagine investing in a business in Worcester right now. Before the pandemic in February, all your dimes and nickels in the same pot, and boom, you're shut down.
Yeah,
then you finally reopen, things are getting better, and then you have to shut down again. Maybe it's tough, And as a business owner, you can't let your family worry. I don't want to bring the stress back home to my wife and kids. I don't want to worry my employees either.
No, I respect
but it's
that.
a good question because not too many people ask that question. Like, hey, where are you guys at in the state? What are you going to do if we phase back to no shaves again, just haircuts, or you have to shut down again? These are things I'm talking with my accountant, my tax people, my lawyers, my banks. We're trying to figure things out just to prepare for what's next,
Yeah.
Smart, man. I mean, that's really all you can do. But
yeah, be prepared. I think a lot of us learn to, make soup and do push-ups, bro. Self-shaving was a plus, bro.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Eat soup and do push-ups. Man, if that is not the theme of the pandemic, I don't know what is.
Right.
At least we're getting back in the cold months. What do you got?
So you said you moved into the Crompton building back in 2013?
Yes.
How did you get into that building? That's now like such a coveted, that's such a coveted spot to be in. It's always busy. And like you had like prime real estate in that building. How'd you get in there?
Oh, so it's a funny story, right? So there was one of my barbers that worked with me. His name is AJ, and before he still does this. He does like an entertainment thing on the side where like he'll shoot music videos for people and he'll produce songs and like local artists will hit him up for certain things. And he was brother, which is John Mayer, which is his name is the artist Lamar Savar.
Okay.
And he performs at like Nick's bar, Nick's on Millbury Street.
Yeah, I love
like small venues and things like that. And he rocks out and things like that. But they invited me to a video shoot when the Crompton was just like dirt back. It was a dirt parking lot in the back, and the building had only 2 businesses in it. Like Crompton Collective just opened up like 4 months before that. And there was only one other business, which was a salon, Nina Rafaela, upstairs. And when I went to this video shoot in the back, there was like these exotic cars. Corvettes, like old 1940 Corvettes and 1950 Thunderbirds, and they used those for the video shoot. And I asked him, I was like, hey, like, how'd you get this? And he was like, no, I talked to the dude that owns the building. And I was like, oh, it's a dope building. I'm like, this looks nice. Like, it's run down. Now that he just bought it recently and he's building it back up. I think there's space in here. And I'm like, I might be thinking about relocating from Lower Grafton Street. At that time, my barbershop was a storefront. So it wasn't like an office space building and like a castle where like you had to walk in and go through certain chambers to get to me.
In a castle.
So
I like that.
People were just like walking by from the liquor store and breaking my windows, and they stole TVs multiple times. They stole my AC, like the over the door AC, like a 50,000 BTU AC. I paid like $700 for it. They kicked it in and they stole that. It was a bad area at the time, Lower Grafton, and we had to relocate. So going to that video shoot, later on, like 2 weeks later, I went and ate at the restaurant. I think it's Smokestack or Block 5, Square 1. I'm not sure what it was at the time. I'm thinking Smokestack was there, though. And
I think it was right when Smokestack moved from, because Smokestack
the other street down the street, Canal Street, was it?
Yeah. It moved from, I forget the name of the bar that's there, Compass Tavern. It used to be
Compass
Smokestack.
Tavern's there, I think.
Yeah, and then they moved down to that spot right around 2013.
So it was right then and there when we went to eat when it first opened. Me and my wife, And I seen the front of the building. I didn't even know the front of the building had an entrance on the other side. I had only seen the back.
The dirt lot.
Where the parking lot is now.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, wow. Like, it looks like a castle entrance. This looks cool. Like, I want to put a barbershop here. Like, I'm going to get in here, you know? And I literally, the next day, I walked in and I asked to speak. I walked in the building and I went to the business and asked to see if I could speak to the owner. The lady went and got the owner. And it was Leonard LaRusso Dino. And I just told, I was dressed up in a business. I had a blazer on, a little business suit. I had my nice little dress shoes pointed out and all that, shiny. Just got them leathered up. And I just pitched him my thing. I was like, you need a barbershop in this building. Like, this building needs a barbershop. And he was like, you're a barber? I'm like, yeah. He's like, bring me a business plan. Come with some business reference. Here's a application. He's like, I'm just, reinvesting in the business now. I'm building it from the ground up. I'm looking for tenants. And I said, all right, wonderful. We didn't talk no numbers, no nothing. I went home, sat down with my wife. We came up with a plan. We looked at some numbers.
You wrote a business plan in a night?
In a night, bro, on a notebook piece of paper, like,
fuck
scratch.
You.
That's so awesome. I'm so jealous.
Dude, I spent 2 weeks writing a business plan. I am so impressed that you banged it out in a night.
You can't even write a resume in that long.
Mad respect. Mad respect.
That's awesome.
Just keep going. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No problem. But we checked the accounts, looked at some numbers, because I knew I had to give them first, last, and security. And I was doing the math, and I was like, a building like that's probably gonna be like, I don't know, maybe like $2,000 in my head, like for rent monthly. And this was back then in 2013. Because the rent where I was at on Lower Grafton Street was $950 a month, and it was the shithole, bro. Yeah. So I'm like, over here in this castle building, he's just invested in now. Things were picking up. People were moving. Things were getting done. I was like, you know what? I think it was a Ziti's Italian restaurant was on the corner.
Oh, wow.
There was a couple other. Okay. Yeah, the owner of Bistros, I think his wife had a designer store on the first floor there. So there was some things coming in and out of there, but it was just dead. Like there was nothing going on besides Crompton Collector downstairs.
Yeah.
Like, the salon was empty, and everything else was just empty upstairs and stuff. He hadn't built it out yet. So I texted him. I said, hey, I got my business plan. Can I meet with you back at Crompton? And he said, well, how much square footage you looking for? And at the time, I didn't even know what square footage I needed or wanted. I had a small little, I think it was like 800 square foot barbershop on that corner on the storefront of Waverly.
Sure.
So if you guys know where Waverly is, it's between the Walgreens and the Grafton Street package store.
Yeah, I know
exactly. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
That 3-decker on the corner.
Okay.
So right there, in a little space. It was nothing like, the space I'm in now where I was downstairs.
Yeah.
So I went to him. I told him, I don't know what square footage I'm looking for, but I had a design on a blueprint paper that my cousin draws. And I had him built out my vision with like barber chairs and squares and things like that.
Okay.
For this blueprint. And I showed him a piece of paper, kind of like essentially like, like showing you a piece of paper.
Yeah.
And he's looking at it. I'm like, this is my build out. Like, this is where the sink is going to go. And these are things that I had to do to be approved by State Board of Barbering. You have to supply them with a business plan, and you have to supply them with a kind of blueprint of what the floor space will look like.
Sure.
So, killing two birds with one stone. He looked at it and he was like, "Oh, you're serious?" And I was like, "Well, yeah." Like, he was like, "All right, well, these are the numbers." My rent at the time, I think he told me like $1,200 or something, and I was like, "Dang, that's like $600 more dollars." I was paying $800 and $900. So in my head, like I heard it, and I felt like that's a lot. I was like, let's work on this, And he's like, no, like this is prime. I should be charging you more. He showed me the numbers, and he kind of like just growed with me and kind of let me know like this is what square footage in this area is. He broke it down for me to understand like I'm not overcharging you. I'm actually undercharging you for this location type of deal. That's like awesome. I'll give you a month-to-month lease, and if it works out, you'll sign a long-term lease. And, June 1st, 2013, I came with a check for 3 months, first, last, and security. I went online and I ordered a bunch of chairs, and I ordered all the stations, and I called a couple painters, and I just went in there with everything I had, every last dollar, every last penny. and I invested into myself with my craft, and it paid off.
Yeah, man.
Originally, we were the only business that like could besides Crompton that could generate any traffic. Like all walks of life was going in there.
Oh yeah, because you're pulling
Old people were coming in for shaves. Young people were coming in. We were playing. We had we started off, and the employees that I had, one of my good friends, Alejandro, he's like this music guy. So we had the records player.
Yeah.
Like a jukebox?
Vinyl. The vinyls.
Nice.
We had boxes of vinyls.
That's
and we
so
were just
sick.
spinning vinyls in there. Just setting the vibe. It was like a good jazzy throwback vibe. Like, and people tuned in all walks of life. We didn't necessarily play like, trap music, house music, hip hop, or just reggae or Spanish. We was playing everything. And it became like a melting pot where like if you walked down that, and we were there before the bakery, 3 years before the bakery.
Yeah.
No shit.
So, kudos to Rob and Ava for pulling up because, a lot of business came with them. You got a sandwich. You seen the barbers. And even if you didn't get your haircut there, we were the next option. You remember, what? Next time I wait in that long ass line, I'm gonna get a cut.
Yeah. Give myself a lunch and a cut. Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just, people, it's crazy because a lot of people, they don't wait anywhere else in Worcester. Like, there's only so many businesses where Worcester, because it's not like Boston or Cambridge theme where, you park your car in the garage and then you like maybe bike or scoot the rest of the day or just public transit out, Uber it, get on the bus, whatever, and just go to the city. Worcester's like you're parking your car, you're reversing it, you're leaving, you're parking your car. So when you can't find a parking space, you go to the next bakery or the next restaurant or the next barbershop. And that's an inconvenience. Sure. We don't know nothing about an inconvenience. So we're kind of like baby city kids because you can't find parking in Boston or New York. But in Worcester, you can park everywhere. You just might have to walk half a block. And in New York or Boston, you're walking 3 or 4.
And that's good. That's a short walk.
And then you go to those parking garages in Boston, Cambridge, and New York, and it's 20, 25, 35. Worcester be like $4, $7, and they'd be like, wow.
Yep. I mean, even dialing it back to even going to like a show at the House of Blues. If there's a Red Sox game, you're paying like $50 to park your car. You're paying more for your parking spot than you are for your ticket to go into a show. And then in Worcester, people lose their minds if it's like $11 parking. Like, I'm not paying that. Like, what are you talking about?
And they were at the concert for 4 hours, or they were at the bar. They're hopping down Canal Street, Water Street, or Green Street, and they're like, "Oh, dude, $6."
Yep, it's insane.
I had to buy my car a drink.
Those guys, when they tip, you gotta make sure those bad friends tip more.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. So you moved upstairs. You said you have more square footage up there?
So essentially we have the same space, but that hallway that you walk through, now you walk over. So we gained our walls were to the windows of the outskirt of the building in the hallway.
Oh,
nice.
Cool.
So we got kind of like that, 3 to 4 foot horizontally kind of space. Then it shoots down the same length back and forth.
Okay.
So you got that nice window light coming into your shop and not coming across the hallway from your shop.
Yes. So and that's if it's before like 9:45. Because I don't have shades. And my guys, my barbers, my employees are gonna be mad right now because they want me to get shades so bad. Because I don't be in there as often as them. I'm like the 11 or 4 or 5 guy.
Yeah.
With the kids and things like that.
Yeah.
And these guys are like 7 to 9 p.m., 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. type guys. And they tell me all the time when I get there at 11, like, hey, it was real sunny, like the light was burning.
Sorry.
It's rainy
I love
today.
that natural light look. It's just good. It's good. It's good to have come in, feel that sun. It's like we all feel like Superman when that sun hits us,
That's true. Heck yeah. There's something about a room, especially in like the factory settings or like what the Crompton building is, when you have those beams of light and like maybe there's a little bit of dust kicking up. It just seems magical, man. It just
It's absolutely. It's that transcendent feel that you see in movies that you're like, oh, I felt that.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, so it's like you're gonna see a nymph or something run around. So like you're up in the new space, you got expanding of services. Like, do you have plans for upcoming stuff? Like, do you have anything in the works?
Yeah, so we plan on dressing up like the guys from Monster Inc. with the hazard stuff soon, with the way things are going. But no, so all jokes aside, we have a couple things in in our plan, not services wise, more or less kind of like we're just gonna get back to it. We kind of after the pandemic, we stopped doing the facial shaves where we got like a hot facial mister spitting mist at you while we shave you. It's part of the deluxe shave. We just do the basic shaves right now, kind of like 14 stroke with the razor, couple hot towels, hot lather, and then we run the machine over it after. We don't want to sit on your face during these times, for 40 minutes, dude.
Yeah.
We love to shave. We love to cut hair, but it's just like, it's such a scary thing knowing you might bring this back to your family, or if any barber gets sick, all the barbershop has to shut down for 2 weeks and we all got to go get tested. And we normally get tested when those free spots come about, wherever they are in the city of Worcester. And we're like, we talk to a client, I was just in Florida, 12 days ago. Like, bro, you're 2 days early.
Yeah.
Now I got to go get checked because damn. But, now I got to go get a result or whatever it is. So because we work with the general public, we don't know where you're coming from, come from work, the gym, 4 girls, 4 guys, whatever it is, you come in and you get in a haircut. So we treat everybody with the universal precaution, but we're just going to add some new things that we were used to doing, but we took it off the service list just for precaution. But once we phase back out, we're going to do the facial shaves. And also we're looking for a nail tech that does feet right now.
Okay.
Like that, because, everybody can touch a hand, but not everybody likes to touch feet.
Yeah.
If there's any ladies or guys out there, hit us up, send your resume, Mike Mangual.
There you go.
Hell yeah. No, dude, constant. That's what this is about. We don't have the biggest audience, but we definitely have an audience, and who knows? There might be somebody out there listening that was like,
right, well, they might go to nail school and they're like, that's for me, whatever it is.
Yeah, why not?
Licenses, man.
It's a respectable job like any other.
Right, man. You wouldn't believe that, like a lot of people don't like to do certain things. Like there's barbers that don't like to shave, they feel uncomfortable shaving another person, maybe, like whatever it is, but they cut damn good hair or they like to cut hair.
Yeah.
Well, it's like that. I didn't know until I got in the nail game. And I only got in the nail game because my wife, she's a nail tech.
Okay.
But she having all these babies. So she just been at home with these babies, doing all the Zoom work and schooling. But when things maybe open up and these kids go back to school, she might be able to get in there, but she's also 4 months pregnant. So it's like, I got to hire another space as well.
Yeah,
so,
that's going to be a little while.
Babies and things like that.
She's a little preoccupied.
We're choosing family over income right now.
Money's only money. You know what I mean? You'll make more tomorrow.
Absolutely,
Family forever.
So,
but yeah,
do you guys have like merchandise and like t-shirts and all that type of stuff that you can sell to kind of like help offset some of the loss of not having full service shaves?
Yeah, so then we sell a pomade.
Okay.
An exotics pomade that I wholesale order from the company, and it's like a natural hair pomade that all textures. It's just like a medium hold. It's nice. It feels good. It's sandy. It's, a little pinky, and it works. It goes a long way.
Cool.
Guys like that, we're flipping those. Shirts, we sell our shirts. Right now, we have a thing called Pop-Up Barbershop.
Okay.
I'm not sure if you guys follow me on my Instagram or the Facebook page. If you don't, click that like button and follow.
If we don't, we're going to fix that after this.
Exactly.
So recently, because so many people have been at home during the pandemic and a lot of local creatives haven't been really able to go to, like venues and events and, go to the DCU Center and go to expos and all these type of things. I cut so many people and a lot of them are doing good, thank God. And just talking and having conversations with my clients, it got to a point where I'm like, I cut a lot of local creatives that are trying to brand out right now. They just don't have a place to sell their merch. But like, this guy could draw. That's good art, Or or this guy, you know, he had a great idea and he put it on a shirt and he's running away with it right now. Or he's a musician and he's selling t-shirts and hats. And one of the artists that I cut is Status the Artist. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with him. It's my buddy Mike, but he's a rapper. And he has this collector's box. And it comes with all these type of goodies and things like that. I just ordered one, man. If you guys just look into him, Status the Artist. But a person like him, and then my brother Victor, he has a daughter. Her name's Zariah, and she has she draws and has a little creative clothing line called Love Styles.
That's awesome.
Recently, she just started. They invested in the shirts, hats. They branded it out, and we did a pop up with all these local brands. You know, in Final Assembly, we're doing. I'm not sure if you guys heard of Abby. He has a clothing line called He Art.
These are all local cats.
These are all local dudes, bro, ladies and men, and they just they either rap, they sing, they have a business of some sort. Like my buddies from Scoop Drip, it's a local exotic sneaker store, and they sell like exotic chips and snacks and things like that.
That's in Worcester?
Dude, you've
That's
just dropped
on Millbury Street.
So much info on us. This is fucking awesome.
Okay.
So actually, Pete, our next event is November 1st.
Please.
It is going to be our last event right now. We did one last month. We're going to do one again this month at the end of November 1st. It's coming up. It's Sunday from 4 to 8. And guys, come through, mask up, sanitize when you come in, sign in. Okay.
All right.
But we're going to have 12 tables. And we have 3 artists. We have 4 local business owners. So like Scoop Drip, they actually have a place where you can go into their business after and check them out type stuff. 4 of those guys. We have one young lady named, her name is Tammy, and she's a cook. And she came up with this Tiance the Chef. And she sells plates online on Facebook and Instagram, you know, curry chicken, foods of all sorts, things like that. She's coming. She's going to provide the food. We got Scoop Drip with the snacks. We'll have we have a DJ come in, DJ Cooley, and it's a female, and she sets the vibe, set the tone going, and we make sure we're masked up, and we come with our wallets to spend and invest back in our city because they're all just local guys and girls that are like us and kind of like what's the wares, you know, they just had the vision.
Yeah.
They ran with it, and now it's just like, let's support them.
Let's
awesome. Make sure we give.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
You guys gotta.
That's this Sunday, Sunday the 1st.
That's this Sunday.
Cool. We're there.
I'm hoping to be there.
Yeah.
Seriously, genuinely. It's been forever since I went to an event and I haven't really been going to much, but to hear that there's this many local people doing the damn thing that I don't know about, I'm embarrassed. I got to come meet you.
Exactly.
Nah, it's going to be a good vibe. You guys are going to love it.
That sounds incredible.
And they're selling all types of merchandise. I'm telling you, there's hoodies, masks, bracelets, they have winter hats, you know, dad hats, trucker hats, all types of shirts, long sleeve, short sleeve, V-neck, tank top, all types of good vibes, a lot of good music, handing out free CDs and free stickers. And it's just cool to know that most of these people are from the same city we're from. And they're just giving that good energy, that good respect to each other. A lot of them are competing and they're in the same building. Yeah. You know, a lot of these kids and these girls, they grew up on different sides and normally you wouldn't see them in the same building, but they make it work because it's for the good cause and knowing that, you know, you're branding yourself, you know, you're popping up for a couple of hours and you're just trying to make as much money as you can and get as many people to follow your page and maybe know who you are.
Yeah.
Because you've already invested into yourself, you know, and I get the kickback back.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And good on you, man, for providing opportunity and giving back to our community. Like, genuinely, the world needs more people like you where they see the power of giving back and realizing that for whatever they give away, they're going to see back tenfold. They just might not see it right away. And they may not see it in money, but they will see it in, you know, positivity and support from their community. Like, I read a heartwarming article about something that happened to you guys a couple years back where some shit happened in the building and you lost some stuff. And then the community rallied around you guys. And
right. Yeah, it was that damn flood, man. But it was, you know what it was, man? And I'm glad that I get to, and I'm glad you brought it up. because that's like one of the things that I normally don't like to talk about.
But, I'll be honest. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, no. And I was young, dude, and after 25, maybe 26 when it happened, and you think you got everything in line, and you're looking at numbers, money-wise, and you're forgetting to renew certain business contracts, you know what I mean? And I'm like, damn, I got business insurance. It was 2 years on the policy, and, you're 28 months into that 24-month policy.
Oh.
So it's 4 months of no policy.
Damn.
And they don't really
so you don't have business insurance. And it snows in New England. And I was in that building for like 3-4 years before it happened. But you don't think it's going to snow so much that the roof is going to cave in. Crack pipes. There's going to be floodage everywhere and ruin everything. Leather chairs, wood stations, the walls, inside the walls, the floor, everything. Everything's electric. Everything's soaked. Everything's burnt out. You got to start over with everything.
Yeah,
so not being prepared to go through that, especially thinking, I signed a policy 2 years ago. They're taking it out to the account. It's good. You rest easy as a business owner when you have business insurance. And especially when you understand the business policy that you have, certain things that are included, certain things that, like if something like that happened with my business insurance now, shit. Hey, don't worry, nobody panic. I'll be open next week.
Yeah. Let me call my guy.
Yeah. Did the check hit, baby? Check. But, in those times, I happen to be, not on my P's and Q's, and now I am. I'm seasoned.
It's learning the hard way, man. We all do it.
Exactly.
But it's good because not too many things happen to me in this transition of greatness. To be honest, I've been so blessed. I don't know whose God it is. I believe in God, and it's my God, it's your God. Whoever you believe in, our faiths don't have to cross or whatever it is. But I feel like all the gods right now are in my favor. They're like I've been so blessed. No, seriously.
But I feel that
it's kind of cliche and it sounds a little corny, but it's like.
I mean, say what you want.
Do with this barbering game, I feel like turns into gold. I see it tenfold back. And that's the thing.
I just think that you get what you put in, and you clearly are putting in everything. Like, you know what I mean? Like you're setting a good example for the youth and kind of going out of your way to help local creators and all that type of stuff. And you're seeing the return because you're putting in everything that you possibly have. Like that's how it should work. Like you should be seeing success because you're trying to bring everybody up with you. Like that's the move, my opinion.
Right. It's kind of that good karma, that good juju.
Exactly.
I mean, but that's exactly it. And the stories I read that the whole community came together and fundraised for you, Birch Tree did a night for you. Maybe you guys were able to.
Bro, they were selling cookies after that. They were selling cookies out the windows.
That's awesome.
I mean, that shit to me is that's the tried and true story here is that if you give yourself away, if you really want to do anything, invest in your community, show people that you care, and they'll care right back. When you need it most, they'll care right back.
And you know what's crazy? We all rub off on each other. Like all the business owners around me, I could say from Birch Tree, Rob, Ava, I could say Amy Chase from Crompton, my landlord, Leonard LaRusso, my neighbors downstairs at Seed to Stem. We all do a good job of looking out for each other and showing love. And, we all grab each other's FedEx package and mail, and we all make sure the building's doors are locked and alarms are good. And we all make sure the clients are comfortable in each one of our businesses. And we all make sure the vibe is set with each other and the tone is right. So our business community does so well amongst each other. And then they all give back so much. We're all always doing these coat drives or these food drives or donating or hiring these young kids from these programs Dynamy or the Worcester Council or whatever it is to get the youth, off the streets and into, a business savvy workplace where they learn that, there's no age to business. There's people opening businesses that are 10, 12, 15-year-old YouTube millionaires sensations are 5 years old, bro. My son watches a 5-year-old. My 4-year-old watches a 5-year-old. I'm like, dude, you're giving them money, bro. Make a page.
Yeah, right?
Seriously, though.
My girlfriend and I just watched this morning. We were watching a TikTok video of some kid who has a YouTube page who broke down what his views each month translate into, like daily to money. And it was unbelievable. Like it was very mind blowing.
They make six, 7 figures. Some of those kids.
Yeah. The kid I don't know how old this kid was. At oldest, he was probably like 22 or 23. And he just does this like daily video of something, but he broke down, like he'll get like 5,000 views or 5 something views or whatever. And it translates to like $7,000 a day. And by the end of the year, he was making like $1.5 million off of YouTube. And I was like, what the heck? Like,
right.
It's amazing.
Times have changed. Like, the hardworking man is just on YouTube these days.
Yeah. It's wild.
It's like, it's internet sensations all over, bro.
It's crazy.
Yeah. All right, Mike. Well, I think we've probably covered everything we can cover, but for people that are interested in your services and interested in you as a person, how can people find you on the internet?
All right. So we're Michelangelo's Barbershop and Nails on Instagram. And we're Michelangelo's Barbershop and Nails. No, I don't know. Hold on. On Facebook, yeah. And on Google, we're Michelangelo's Gentleman's Barbershop. On Google and Yelp.
Cool.
Michelangelo's Gentleman's Barbershop.
Okay.
Those are for the, go write a review. Tell them what you think about the interview. Oh, this is a pretty cool thing, though. You guys know TEDx?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I did a TEDx.
I heard.
That's awesome.
We didn't get a chance to cover that.
Did you guys see it?
No, I haven't watched it yet, but I literally watched, so I was reading a bunch of articles. I was Googling around, checking to see who had been writing about you. And somebody brought up that you did a TEDx event. Tell us about it.
So it's North High School, Worcester North High School, TEDx. And, type in my name, Michaelangelo, it should pop up, but it's maybe like 7 to 8 minutes.
Okay.
But it's going to be the 7, 8 minutes, the best of your life.
There you go.
You're a good
That's
salesman,
awesome.
my man.
It's pretty cool stuff, man. And I didn't know how big TEDx or TED, whatever that was at first. And when I got the email from my teacher, my old high school science teacher, who's now Dr. Richard Howard, he emailed me and he was like, "Hey, big opportunity. You're going to be on TEDx." And I was like jokingly with him. I emailed him back and I was like, cool. SpaceX, like, can't wait. And then there's all these high profile people from the community when I get to this meeting. Like, city council people, a congressman, the mayor, a couple retired police officers, a couple firefighters, business owners, things like that. And then there was me. And at first I didn't feel worthy. I was like, I'm talking to my teacher, like, hey, like who selected me? Like, what group was I in that they chose me?
Yeah.
And what are we going to talk about? But it was cool because the topic was community.
Something you're well versed in.
Exactly.
So they chose right.
It was perfect. It was perfect. So my TEDx thing was from the community to the community. And that's the topic I talk about.
Okay.
All right.
I'll be watching it today.
I'll be watching it today.
Right
when we get off this.
And then right after you guys are done seeing it, text me. I don't think I got your number, but grab my number from him.
I will. I'll help Travis set up like a group chat. We'll get it in there.
Yeah,
that's what we'll do.
Group it out, guys. And
Sweet.
This was such a great vibe, man. Thank you for having me, guys.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming on, man. This is great.
Yeah, great to meet you. I'm sure it won't be the last time we'll be talking because
we'll see you on Sunday.
Yeah, seriously.
Yes. Yeah, please, guys. You guys are going to have such a good time.
No, I'm excited. I can't wait.
Appreciate it, guys, man. Thanks again.
No worries.
Thank you so much. So shout out Michelangelo. Thank you so much for coming on the podcast again. I had no idea. First of all, I didn't know like his story at all. Kind of going from Lower Grafton Street over to the Crompton building before Crompton building was like the
coolest spot in the city.
Yeah, exactly. Before it was like a destination. Like what a move. Like that's awesome. And then I love the, telling kids, like, if you come back when your report card has all A's, like you got a free haircut. Like what a cool way to like inspire the youth. It's so rad.
Yeah. I mean, and like we said there in the interview, he's doing all the right things and he's doing it for the right reasons. Yeah. And when I asked around, so we got suggested talking to him by our friend Josh. And so I was like, okay, I'll take a suggestion, but I'm going to do a little bit of independent research. And I asked around, and our friend Caitlin over at Table Talk could not say enough nice things about him and all the people that he employs. So we're like, I got this from a couple different people around the community. And I was like, all right, well, this just makes sense because this dude's clearly doing more than we are. So we should probably talk to him.
There you go. Yeah. I'm really excited about that thing on Sunday on the 1st. Like, what a cool idea. And like, I'm excited to learn about other creators in Worcester that are doing things that like you don't know and I don't know. And like, that's like the whole point of this podcast, but
seriously. And like Ricky and I've had a conversation a couple of weeks ago, or maybe it was a little longer than that, off air, where it's like, I have to believe there's a music scene here. I have to believe there's other creators that I don't know. We're such a large city. I got him. And this is it. This is proving my point. Like, they're out there, and this is so cool that we get to find them. It's so cool that we get to meet somebody that's already collecting them and giving them, hi dog, giving them an opportunity and a stage to perform, man, basically.
Yeah,
that's so awesome.
that was a very, 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 very fun interview.
Yeah. And everybody told me we were going to like him, that he was a funny dude, and they were absolutely right.
Yeah, he's great.
All right. Well, I believe did you remember that thing?
No, I don't remember. It probably wasn't that important if I didn't write it down. So either or it was super important because I never write those things down. So. It couldn't have been that big of a deal.
Somewhere in between the two.
Exactly.
Well, then I believe we can kick it over to Solon. Take it away, buddy.
Cool. When you hit them with those stones, ow! Gotta slap them with those pokes. Oh, yeah. Stokes and pokes.
Righteous Jams. So
that was a band.
That was a band. It was a good band too. I'm going to start by poking. Poking, if you're going to buy something off of Craigslist or a similar website, Facebook Marketplace, be prepared to go and pick up what you freaking say you want to buy. I was helping a good friend of mine move yesterday. Moving in the middle of a pandemic is bad enough, but this kid's in the middle. He's got everything going against him right now. So when he asked for help, it was like, without a doubt, I'm there. So I helped him out, moved all the boxes out of his old house. They're moving into a temporary spot, and they have a not a trampoline. Oh my God. They have a treadmill. They have a treadmill that was fairly unused. It was offered to me, and I told him I don't need a clothes hanger because that's really what happens to treadmills and ellipticals.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was like, all right, I'm going to try to move this thing. And he put it up, and I put it up for $750. I think it was like half the price of what they paid. They just wanted somebody to come get it. And some guy hits him up saying he was going to come look at it. So we're in the middle of moving, and this guy stops us so him and his daughter can go test out the treadmill. Fine. You want to test it out? You want to buy it? That's fine. So we pause what we're doing. Him and his daughter do it, or whatever. He's like, okay, this is great. I was supposed to have a truck today, but I don't have a truck today, but I want to buy it. Like, okay. He's like, you have a truck. We're like, yeah, we have a truck that we rented.
Yeah.
This is a Penske truck. We're going to return it. Like, well, maybe you can deliver it.
Nah, man.
Long story short, this dude wanted us to deliver it for less money. He was like $500, wanted us to deliver it. We were like, no, $750, maybe with delivery, but it's probably not happening tonight. And he's like, okay. And then we're like, all right, but you're going to have to pay up front because I don't want to have to get all the way out there. Dude lives a half hour away. I don't want to get all the way out there with this thing. And then for you to nickel and dime me when I already have it here, because that's the other side of the scam.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't do that. So passed on it. It was just a pain in the ass to deal with for multiple hours yesterday while we're already dealing with a bunch of other crap.
Yeah.
Knock that shit off. Just friggin' go get the damn thing you want to buy and don't waste people's time.
Yeah, Facebook Marketplace is not really a thing that I have ever taken part in. I put snowboard boots up in like July because I had them, and I haven't heard anything, which I didn't expect to. But my mom has like tried to sell stuff on there, and she has, and like it's like random stuff, and usually somebody comes and picks it up, and that's it. And I have a lot of friends who have done it, but it kind of just seems like more of a headache than anything else. So,
and like you look at Reddit. like choosy beggars or whatever the hell the thread is. And it's stories way worse than ours about people that want people to deliver it and they want to deliver for free and all this other shit. And it's like, come on.
Yeah, no thanks.
Stop being shitty.
Exactly.
I've had good experience on eBay, but that's because you get the shipping people. But again, I wouldn't know what to do with a treadmill.
Yeah. No.
I am stoked that local MC Joyner Lucas dropped his second album of 2020, and it's pretty damn great. First off, the dude just constantly makes good music. I think it's called an album, even though some, if you look on his Wikipedia, it's saying it's an EP or extended play or whatever. But the album is called Evolution. It's a bright orange album with a young kid that's all dripped out in chains and bracelets and stuff.
That's cool.
I first heard about it through the video. I'm a big fan of Joyner Lucas's music videos. He works with some really talented creators, and they tell really compelling stories while, complimenting the music. So the song's called Snitch, and it's this like, it's basically the song's like two detectives talking to somebody trying to get a kid to turn on his friends. And the whole video is just fantastic. And Joyner Lucas comes in as the good cop and bad cop. And it's really, really cool.
Huh. That's cool.
And then currently my favorite song right now is Zim Zima playing off the Beanie Man line. Zim Zima, who got the keys to my Beamer. But I've only listened to the whole album once. There's lots of collabs on it. And hey, Ricky, he brought back one of your favorite creators. He has Ashanti singing a hook.
Damn, I love Ashanti.
Yeah, so people should go check it out. It's on Spotify. Go buy it if you can. Go support your local dude.
I'll check it out. I don't know how I feel about Joyner Lucas. Some songs I really, really, really like. And then others I literally don't ever put on again. He just kind of like, I don't know. I do the ones I like, I really like a lot. And they were in the playlist at the Dive and they sound great. A lot of things kind of sound the same to me with him. So it's like, I don't know. I'm very indifferent on Mr. Lucas.
That's all right. I like how broad his albums are. How he'll have some like really hard cuts and then some kind of softer, like the Ashanti song is kind of ethereal and eerie, but it's good. I don't know. It flexes more of a musical muscle than just your straight spit kind of.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Check it out.
If it's for you, it's for you. If not, no worries.
Exactly.
That's what I got. What you got for the people?
Cool. All right. So I'm going to poke jeans because I'm sure I've talked about this and it was probably a poke in the past, but Levi's definitely changed their the pants that I wear, and it like really bums me out because the new like whatever, I don't even know what you would call it, but like so the new way that they make the jeans that I usually buy, they're not as comfortable. Okay. They don't fit correctly. It just like kind of weirds me out. They feel baggy, but they're not baggy, and they're like hard. I don't know. They're just not. It's not for me anymore. So I've been kicking around buying some jeans from Volcom because everything I've ever owned from Volcom has been very awesome, and I like it a lot. It's always been very comfortable. It always fits me correctly. I don't really care about like. I don't really know how to even explain like how I'm like so picky about jeans.
Are you really? You're that picky?
I'm super picky about jeans. Yeah. They have to fit me like a way that I feel comfortable, I guess, which I guess is how everybody wears pants. But like, I don't know. It's weird. I'm weird. I'm super weird about jeans. But Volcom, I think, is going to be the one that I pull the trigger on. But they're like a little too expensive and I have to buy them obviously through online. So, and I'm the worst person at shipping stuff back. So I know that I'll spend like a bunch of money on a couple of pairs of jeans and then I'll be such a little brat about sending them back if they don't fit correctly. So yeah, I'm just going to poke just jeans in general. I freaking hate them.
I get it. I mean, when you find a pair of pants that fits you just right, that's your pants. Like right now, I'm a big fan of the way Dickies fits me.
Okay.
But
not always, when I was little, I definitely wore pants that were way too big for me and also sagged them. But as an adult-ish person, for most of my last 10 years, I've worn like the same cut, same style, the same like 2 colors of jeans. And it's just like, it's all I need out of life. And then Levi's was like, you know what? Let's personally attack this kid because
he's had it easy for too long.
He's had it easy for too long. Exactly. Throw some adversity at this motherfucker. So
while we're talking pants, I don't normally wear sweatpants. I know this is riveting content, but my mother-in-law bought me sweatpants, but like they're the nicer sweatpants from Old Navy, which are insanely comfortable, but they're white. And I feel like people shouldn't own white sweatpants because that's how you get barbecue sauce or boogers, everything else to show. And I'm so afraid to do anything in these white damn pants.
Yeah, the only sweatpants I ever wear are Violent Gentleman ones. I don't know, even like I gave Naomi a pair of my old ones. They're the most comfortable sweatpants I've ever owned in my entire life. And I like probably should buy more. Maybe I'll just start wearing sweatpants all the time. Fuck it.
Let's make sweatpants business attire.
Exactly. Cool. So my stoke is Borat. Came out with a new movie on Friday. The movie was cool. I thought it was funny. It's Borat, so it's like you kind of know what you're getting.
It's cringy.
Exactly. Yeah, it's funny. He definitely makes some people look really bad, which is because they're bad people.
Dunks on Giuliani a little bit.
Yeah, that wasn't even like the worst one though to me. The worst one, there's a scene where, so the whole thing is like his daughter comes with him to America and she's supposed to be a gift to Mike Pence, which was funny. I haven't seen it yet, but that's awesome. I didn't know that was the premise. I'm only saying that because I know you're fine. It's like out there. I don't want to like spoil anything. I mean, it's hard to spoil Borat, but there's a scene that involves them going to a like an anti-abortion clinic in Texas because of a cupcake that the daughter ate with a plastic baby on it. And the way I don't even want to call him a doctor because I don't know what you call these people, but like the way this person talks about what he thinks is going on is extremely uncomfortable for any normal person to watch. But okay, so my stoke is not Borat, the movie. My stoke is, which was good, but my stoke is the way that they marketed this movie was absolutely genius. Borat was on David Dobrik's daily vlogs. Second channel. Yeah. Yeah. He was on that. And like,
David Dobrik hasn't put out a video in months. So for it to finally like a video to come out. Yeah. Like really since the pandemic, he hasn't been releasing videos. Where he used to release a video every 3 days. So
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So for this to come out then like I was like, holy shit, a new David Dobrik video. Oh my God, it's a Borat collab.
Yeah.
What?
It's genius. Like, I don't know enough. I mean, again, I didn't know that David Dobrik had a second channel. I don't know anything I know about him and like his strategy, I think is extremely interesting. And I know the business side of David Dobrik, but I've never watched a David Dobrik thing. I just think he's a fascinating person. But this made waves, obviously, especially with like the things that I follow on Twitter. Everybody was just applauding the fact that the same week that Quibi announced that they were ending everything because they put $2 billion into a product that kind of wanted to merge like the old school, you need a massive celebrity name to kind of like carry a program, but also those programs are going to be under 10 minutes long. It didn't make a whole lot of sense in the beginning anyway, but it really didn't make sense because the people who watch 10-minute programming don't care that much about celebrities, especially the ones that they had, because most of them were like celebrities who kind of already had their moment. But then the way that Borat marketed was they went for that same market that Quibi was trying to hit. Borat hit because he went to the things that they watch. Like those people, exactly. Those people watch David Dobrik and TikTok and all that stuff. So the day that Borat came out, Ariana Grande released a new song, which is awesome. And they already had a video of Borat like singing that song and doing a dance. And like, there was a fast clip or a fast cut kind of like on TikTok where he goes from like, he's like dancing all sexy in his like classic suit. And then he's in like that thong thing that he has. And like, he's like lip syncing the words. It was so funny. He called her Areola Grande. And like, dude, it was just like, it was so genius. And all that stuff went super, super, super viral. But it also hit like the kids who don't know who Borat is outside of like my wife now knew who Borat was because David Dobrik showed them, or like there was an Ariana Grande thing. Like it was just so smart.
Yeah.
But
so authentic. Yeah. Like it felt like you forget that he's not a real person. You forget that this is a character. And they market him as if, and like he kept like, oh my God, it's Borat. Like, no, it's not Sacha Baron Cohen. It's, oh my God, it's Borat. And that's so fucking cool. They have a character so pervasive in our society that it almost supersedes who you are, as it becomes a share.
Exactly. But yeah, it was just such a cool, like,
I haven't seen it yet, but I need to watch the movie. And I want to watch it because of all the marketing that they've done. They've done a fantastic job.
It's good, but I thought the marketing, like, just what a genius move. Not that I expect anything less from Sacha, but what a fucking legendary
and his
move.
Team. He must have a team helping him.
Well, yeah, I know it's not all just him, but just so smart. So smart. But it got me excited thinking about like this year's Super Bowl. I'm interested to see what those commercials are going to be like. Because are people going to take from that Borat move of having like, you know, marketing the correct way in 2020? Or are people going to go back to the same old boring stale, let's use a person who was famous 3 years ago to try to hit with a younger crowd who have no idea who they are?
And my guess is going to be a bunch of feel-good commercials this year, all about how this year's been tough.
Yeah. In these uncertain times.
Together.
Doritos have always been there for you. Introducing cappuccino flavored Doritos. It'd be so gross.
Can I buy those? So
I mean, how many commercials are going to have Betty White in them?
They're trying to soak up her for all she's worth at this point, man.
She's a legend, but
all right,
don't need any more Betty White commercials.
I think you've.
Real quick. Sorry, not to cut, but before we record, so Election Day is next Tuesday. It'll be the day that we drop our next podcast, but you will definitely hear this before you hear that one, obviously. Please get out and vote. We watched like the Biden event last night. It was like a fundraising event. We donated a couple bucks and
Red.
But it was hosted by oh my God, I can't even think of his name. Holy crap. I just completely spaced. I don't know. It was great. But like the Foo Fighters were on there and Cher did like the most awkward thing ever. It was strange. I'm sure it's a meme by now. I haven't really looked this morning, but it had to have gone viral because it was very strange.
What'd she do?
She wrote a song about Joe Biden, about how happiness is Joe and stuff. It was very awkward. It was strange, but like the whole event, overall, it was good. It was interesting to think about what that event would look like if it was a Trump event, because like the event last night had people from all walks of life and all these different colors and just everybody across the board was represented. And I knowing that that's not how the Trump administration works, it would be really awkward to watch whatever their whitewashed Leonard Skinner concert would have been. Naomi and I just kept talking about how weird it would have been to watch something like that.
Yeah, it would have been country songs and George Lopez. George Lopez. Yeah. Sorry, George, if you're listening. I literally couldn't remember his name. I could picture him because I watched him for 2.5 hours last night. But yeah, so that was cool. Just get out and vote. I already voted. I voted early. Same.
I saw you voted early. Most people I know have done that. But yeah, just get out and vote.
Seriously.
Important.
All right.
So yeah.
I think you've done
Bye, guys.
I think you killed another hour listening to us talk. And for that, we are forever grateful. I have been Travis. You can find me at seltzertime.com or on the social media at Hunchback Travis.
I have been Ricky. You can find me at DickChuck77 or Seltzer Time Official, among others.
Yeah. Check our YouTube page. Ricky's been uploading some content there.
I just uploaded another one yesterday.
We have some new merchandise coming very soon. Just got to put some final decisions, and we'll probably put that up on the social media so you guys can help us make final decisions.
Yeah.
But until then, we love you and we'll see you soon.
Bye, guys.